Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Volky here, and I just wanted to bring you guys a compilation of different Brimstone mollies that I learned for post-plant situations, and just to give you a list of those that you can use yourself. We're going to start on Ascent and go Split, Bind, and then Haven, and we'll go sites A through B. The only site that I don't have one for yet is B on Haven, because it's kind of hard to land a molly in there. Let's get right into it. Alright, I want you guys to all keep in mind that all of these mollies take around 7 or 8, maybe 9 seconds to land, so because they're kind of a hierarchy molly. And so you want to use these before you hear the diffuse sound. And these are all just going to be for like the default plant spots. So on Ascent, most people like to plant around this electrical box. I call it E-box. And so first we're going to start off with this one that sits right in front of the E-box. So, and all these are going to be from this back corner, and you're kind of safe here. A lot of people, the defenders won't be coming this way, or yeah. So this first one, we're going to line up with the middle of this little light bulb right here, and we're going to go up to this first line and fire. Now this should land right on bomb, and there's no way the defenders are getting to that. Alright, this next one's going to be if you're planting in between the wall and E-box, which is kind of the safer plant spot that most people prefer, and because you can't be seen from heaven, you can't be seen, they have to push through door to see you, or if the door's closed, it's really safe. So we're going to go back to the same spot, and same light bulb, just center the light bulb, fire. It bounces off the wall and covers this whole area. Alright, our third one is going to be if we put the bomb right behind E-box, and we're going to go to the same spot in one and same corner. And instead of putting our bottom left crosshair or bottom left HUD line on the light bulb here, we're going to go to this square on the wall. And there's a little circle in the middle of that square. We're going to put our bottom left crosshair line right there, or HUD line, sorry, and fire. Off the wall and right on bomb. Alright, we're going to move over to B site, and the first one is going to be if we plant right behind this little triple stack, we're going to go back up into B main, and we're going to sit in this corner right here, and then take out our molly, and with my crosshair you aim right at the top of this little tree and fire. So I'm going to bounce off the wall. It'll land right in this little corner and molly the whole stack pretty much. And another one for this exact spot comes from towards CT or defender spawn, and we're going to sit in this corner, but we're going to move out just a little bit into where we can see this little kind of light blue grayish little box, and we're going to aim right at the center of it and fire. Bounce off the big tower and lands right there. One more little spot that I found, it's kind of a less common spot, but if you just quickly plant right there and you can get back into B main safely, if you stand right next to this little fish crate and aim at the outermost edge of this little line here and fire, and see that landed almost exactly on that spot. Alright, so moving on to split, we're going to start with this box that I would say is probably the default plant spot for this site, just because it's safe and kind of can't be seen from a lot of angles. So first spot is back here. We're going to jump up on this little trash can plant thing and take out our molly. put our HUD line right where this little grass thing is, and then straight up to the line of this building, and fire. Bounces twice, and that whole spot is on fire. Another little easy spot is if your team plants there and you happen to be in heaven, take out your molly and just aim at the bottom of this little K for kingdom. Anywhere on this wall, doesn't really matter. Fire. Bounces out the wall, and boom. Another common spot is right here between elbow and this little box. Another big wall that you can use for cover. And we're going to go to the same spot as their first molly for a site, but we're going to aim at something different. Take out our molly. Instead of aiming for this little grass with our HUD line, we're going to just put it right in the corner of this big window pane. This one's kind of cool because it actually bounces off the box sometimes. It didn't do that time, but yeah, molly's this whole area. Alright, this first one I'm going to show you is probably one of the coolest, but it's kind of hard to get off. Is you have to be in CT in this little corner. So there's this little light strip here, and we're going to aim at the middle of this little end cap with our HUD line, and then we're going to jump and fire. It'll go straight down, bounce a few times, and it happens to molly the entire box. Alright, this next one's going to be if you're looking down on heaven onto the bomb site. We're going to take out our molly to where you can see this first little sign, and we're going to aim right at it and fire. Bounce off the wall, hit the box, and molly the bomb. Now, a final one is if you're holding from garage. It's kind of a hard spot to hold because you have this whole pillar in the way of bomb. But we're gonna stay in this little corner until we can peek out just enough to see this little box here and fire. And there's no way to get to that. Alright, we're going to move on to bind, and our first site is A, and we're going to plant in between this little stack. That's kind of like default other than planting by truck. And so we're going to move back into showers onto this little crate. We're going to aim right at this little triangle on top of this tower. Fire. And bounce off of that and land right next to the box, and you can't reach bomb. Our next one for the same exact spot is kind of hard to get to if you were the one planting bomb, because it takes a little while to get back here and get set up. But if you were able to do it, or if your teammate plants for you, then that's just great. So we're going to aim right next to where this wire and this little like silo kind of thing meet up. We're going to aim like just below that. Fire. It'll bounce off the little silo and land right in between the boxes. Bam. Alright, our next spot is right by truck, which is kind of like if you're pushing a short, it's kind of the fastest plant spot you can get to, especially if you like smoke off heaven here and like over here, and your sage can get a wall up. It's kind of an easy take. And so we're going to move back over to this little barrel. Take out our molly, and we're going to put our HUD line right in the corner of this little pipe, like where like you can't see the wall anymore, and fire. This one has quite a lot of hang time, but it does successfully land and molly the whole area. Alright, moving on to B. I only have one molly for this site, but this is kind of just where I like to plant it because it's fairly safe. We're going to plant for long in this little corner. So we're going to go back towards teleporter. Make sure you don't run into teleporter, that would be bad. And we're gonna aim where this little like triangle is on the teleporter. We're gonna aim just like right at the edge of that with our HUD line and fire. And bam. Alright, this first one on Haven is going to be on a site. We're going to place the bomb right in the middle of this little stack here. And we're going to run back towards long. And we're going to position ourselves right next to this little sandbag. Put our crosshair line, or HUD line, in the bottom left of this little square. Fire. Bounce a couple times and land right there. Alright, sadly I don't have one for B side on Haven because it's kind of hard to get a molly in there because of all the doors and coverings. Because I try to keep them simple by putting them in a corner so it's kind of easy to line up. So I apologize for that, but we're going to move on to C side. Our first spot on C is this little corner, and we're going to move towards long. And position ourselves in this little corner right next to this little gate. And we're going to look up to this little crack. In my crosshair, it's kind of just like if you place it right in the corner there and fire. Bounce off this roof, land right next to the box, and successfully mollied. And then our final molly is if you're planting for long on Haven, C site, and obviously you're going to go towards long. Instead of over there, we're going to sit right in this little corner. This one's kind of tricky to line up, but like once you get the hang of it, it's fairly easy. So we have these little spires here from the Radianite or whatever it is, and there's this big line of the tallest little stack, and we're gonna come down. So there's this obvious line here, and there's another little like L shape, but there's another little line, faint, very faint line, and we're gonna place it on this big line and where that little faint line kind of meet and fire. This one's kind of unseen because it bounces off the roof and lands right next to box. That'll be it for the video today. Feel free to check out my Twitch channel. I'm going to try to stream more often on there. I'll put that down in the description. And feel free to give this a like or share it to your other fellow Brimstone mains who are looking for post-plant molly situations. And that's all for me today, and have a good one.